Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to share with you the interior of my greenhouse cottage. Welcome to the main room of my greenhouse cottage. The theme I was going for and the aesthetic I was trying to accomplish was a dark academia. What inspired me to do this was I was watching a video from Kyra's Valley on YouTube, and she was challenged to do a dark academia kitchen, and I thought to myself, that actually sounds like a really, really fun theme to try out, and I love dark academia. It's actually kind of the style I have for my own home, so I figured let me give it a try and see how I like it. In my main room, I decided to add not only the kitchen in this space, but in addition to the kitchen, I went with a little seating area, and in addition to that seating area, I wanted to do my dining room in here instead of dedicating an entire room to the dining room because I have already done that in a couple of my other houseskins, which I'm going to tour them eventually. I had a really hard time getting the lighting glitch to work, and I ended up restarting my Switch, not just the game, but my Switch itself, and it finally fixed the problem. I have on my table a brunch scene set up. With the new food in the Storybook Vale DLC, I was so excited because these stacks of pancakes were so cute. I decided that we had to have a brunch scene. I love brunch. I'm at that age in my life now where brunch is just so enjoyable. Here you can see we got some omelets and some pancakes on the table, and the reason why I personally like to add food to the tables is because it makes the house feel lived in. And I usually recommend always using a mannequin, and I actually meant to put mannequins in, and now I'm realizing I completely forgot. Mannequins do freak some people out, so this can be a house tour with no mannequins, but in the future, I'm gonna have mannequins in most of my houses. What I did over here was I made this a big, kind of like a solarium, I suppose would be the right reference, but possibly not, but I wanted it to be nice and bright in one area of the house. And then I was so excited that we finally have the 16-point update for placing the furniture, and it's so fantastic. It adds such a nice aesthetic to all of the rooms, and it really helps with decorating because I can really spread my wings and I feel so much more creative now. So let's go to this room in the back first. This room here is kind of like a game room, and I was really excited to do a room like this. I don't have a game room, I don't think, in any of my premium house skins that I've decorated yet, and with this new board game, I was so stoked to finally make a room that was game room themed. So you have here the piano, which I suspect would be in most fancy homes. And then I used quite a few of the craftables from the Storybook Vale DLC, which was really exciting that you could finally angle the chairs because it just looks so beautiful. Over here in the corner, I kind of have more of a worldly traveler aesthetic with the map and some tchotchkes from possibly overseas and just travels in general. What I like to do to make an area feel very rich and plush is to add curtains to the windows. And I think that really adds to that dark academia aesthetic as well. And then back over here, I decided to go with something quite symmetrical because that felt very formal, and I did want this space to feel quite formal. I squished everything in, as you can see back here. I like to squish everything in because honestly, I am a maximalist and cluttercore is absolutely my theme always and forever. I'm a maximalist in real life, and in this game that has not changed, and I think that I've really maximalized all of the decor. Alrighty, let's go to the next room, and then at the end I will zoom out of each and every room so that you can see what they look like from above if you like this and want to use it as inspiration for the same maybe layout and just use different furniture. This room here is the bedroom. In the bedroom, I left it a bit more open because I know everybody has a different preference, and I wanted to show you guys that I can do a room that's a bit more open. Oh, sorry, that was really fast. I'm gonna try to go around, spin it one time nice and slow, and then I'll walk up to the other areas because that's what you're here for, right? Like, you want to see the rooms, you want to be inspired. you need new ideas because I always need new ideas. One really cool thing with this new DLC is that everybody is decorating because everybody feels so inspired, and with all of the really, really nice, beautiful items, just decorating has gotten a lot easier. There's so much more to choose from and work with. Over here, I just can't stop angling things. Like, I love all the angled stuff, and then I went formal, and not everything is always angled whenever you go formal, which was kind of funny. So you can see over here, I have the desk at like a bit of an angle, kind of cluttercore, because I imagine that somebody who's a bookworm would definitely be very cluttered in their own personal space. And since this is not a formal space, you know how that goes. You just clutter your own personal space and take all your books and shove them away and hide them whenever guests come over. And then a little seating area, a little desk area, and then of course a little get ready vanity for doing your skincare routine, hair, and just to see yourself as you get ready. Alrighty, next room. Now we're gonna enter the last room. This room here is the formal study, but I still went with a little bit of a cluttercore look to it because I wanted it to feel very, very dark academia and what you would expect to see in, again, a bookworm's house. And in their study, it would be a little bit messy, unlike the main spaces that are shared with the group of individuals and guests that come over. Here is the little office space. I'm trying to go a little bit faster because I feel like when I watch a tour, I want it to be a little fast, but not too fast. Hopefully it is fast enough. So I did leave a space in the back where you could go and walk around the entire room. I didn't need as much space in the front of the room for you to enter at because this didn't take up as much space as the table and chair, so I didn't have to push it back as far so you didn't feel completely claustrophobic whenever you first walked into the space. And then over here, I would think that people are just, I don't know, hanging out, playing maybe a little bit of checkers. This possibly could have gone into the other room, but I just wanted it to feel a little bit interesting, and then I angled all of my chairs so it looks a bit lived in and a little bit more organic. And then over here, I would think that in an office you would always have a lounger, a chaise, or a settee, whatever is a bit more appropriate for every individual's preference. I would definitely be hanging out over here if I was sitting on my laptop for quite a while. I was thinking about modernizing it and giving the desk a laptop. I decided not to because I wanted to keep it a little bit more analog. I tried to keep the colors very, very cohesive, and you can see in my main space that, so because I chose to use these Beauty and the Beast doors, I want to show you what I ended up doing. Whenever I was designing the space and I chose to use I'm pretty sure they're called the Beauty and the Beast doors. I know they're from that collection. Whenever I picked these doors, I knew that green was going to be one of my main colors, and then black and brown were going to be the neutral tones that everything was matching with. And then when I added the Beauty and the Beast stained glass windows, I definitely knew I had to pull the red in and the gold in. So because I had a lot of gold in the light fixtures, I dotted a lot of gold accessories around. And then in addition to that, I needed to pull the red through from the stained glass window. So I tried to choose wood tones that had a red undertone, so a bit more of a mahogany and a cherry tone to them. And I think that even though I use quite a bit more colors than I often use whenever I'm designing a house and planning everything out, that it all matches and it's very cohesive. The blue spot right here, oh, it's a little clashy, but there is a little bit of blue in the stained glass window with the green and then the red as well that you can see in this plant, the stems. So hopefully there aren't too many colors that your eyes find offensive and that it is very cohesive. So I'm gonna go and zoom out of each and every room so that you can see the layout. If you would like to copy it, hang back and I'm coming right at you. This is the main living space. You have the kitchen over there, a bunch of windows. These storybook windows are just absolutely stunning. I love them so much. The angled fireplace really, really just does it for me with the angled chairs in front. I am so obsessed with this new 16-point option for placing furniture. And then our little game room. Is that annoying? There we go. Here's the game room. I'll try to go a little faster. And then you can see all the colors I chose are in the same color family to keep that cohesive and not be too stressed out about too many clashing colors. I really don't like when things clash. I like everything to match. My OCD cannot handle it. And the bedroom. I feel like it's kind of crazy whenever you zoom out and you see how much stuff I placed in these rooms and where I placed it all. The main color for this room was definitely pink. Secondary color was green. And then the study. This is the only room I have with the wood paneling. All of the other rooms have the black paneling in them. Can't recall the name of it. I don't actually look at the names of items when I place them. I just look at the pictures, I've realized. Unlike Animal Crossing, I always looked at the name of items. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate the support and the views. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up so that I know, you guys like this video. And if you have any suggestions on things I can change in my tours to make them more enjoyable and pleasurable for you, feel free to let me know. I'd be more than happy to change my filming style around. This is, I think, now my 4th tour that I've ever done, and I'm trying to get better and I'm trying to get a little bit more proficient with my controller because it's not always easy to control where the camera's going. It's just tricky. I don't know if you guys realize you can clip into the cabinets if you put one of the shelves. Do you see the line of the shelf in there? And I do like to clip items around. And any opportunity I get to clip an item, I am going to clip an item. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate your support. Have a wonderful day.